Things are getting busy. A lot of the folks we've been talking to this week are either ready to go or darn close. Well, the guy I've got on the phone right now, he's only got a couple of things left to go at this point. He plans on being at Albany Saratoga on Friday. Devon Camenga is now 43 years old. He runs a construction business. Had a pretty good year in 2021. Last year, let me see, the term he used was mildly successful. Picked up his first win at Fonda. But last year was not quite as well. He did go to Fonda. Actually ran out of tires there at one point. Went to the Ridge, Malta, Weedsport, but he's going to be doing something different this year. So let's head on out to Troy, New York. That's the other side of the river in Albany. Devon Camenga joins us. How we doing, man? I haven't talked to you in forever.
Yeah, it's been a while. Doing great, Doug. Just sitting out here enjoying the sunshine and the nice mild weather finally.
Yeah, and he's actually in the shop tonight. What were you doing when I called you earlier? Doing some tire work, you said?
Yeah, tonight is tire prep. You know, you spend just as much time prepping tires and wrapping tires and cleaning tires than you do pretty much anything else on the car. I'm pretty sure I could change an engine faster than I could actually do tire prep.
Well, how many tires did we have to prep tonight?
I have 11.
Oh, wow. Well, how many did you use?
Yeah.
Because he was actually at a practice, by the way. They had one at Albany Saratoga this past Saturday. How many did you use at Malta?
I think I used 9. And the only reason is I had a new set of tires that I just wanted to get a heat cycle in.
Yeah, scuff them up.
So you throw them on there. Yeah, you get a good 5-6 laps on them just to get some heat on them. And then you can scuff them and measure them, and that'll give you a better accurate reading than it will when you first just blow them up and measure them.
Well, do you start them without any prep on them at all? Like for that session, did you do anything to the tires at all?
Yes, I did. What I did is I just I did a light sand on it. I didn't even grind them. I did a light sand just to take the rubber teats off the top.
Yeah,
I did that, and then I did put a light sipe on them too. Whether that's right or wrong, I don't know.
I know.
But who knows? I tell you, I could go to a tire seminar and sit there for 6 hours, and it still wouldn't be enough time to learn everything that you could possibly know about tire preparation.
Mm-hmm. But like you talked about with that light sand, there's something they put in there that basically helps the tire come out of the mold. So you want to make sure you get that off at least, right?
Yeah, there's a chemical. I mean, you'll
otherwise it
see
would stick.
A weird sheen on the tire.
Yeah,
and it's very. It's not slippery to the touch, but when you're on the track, you can't go anywhere. You know what I mean? It's like running around on rims.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can feel the sidewalls too, and they just got a different look to them and everything until you get that first cycle in. How deep did you sipe? Probably not. And siping is when they cut the tires, by the way, guys. Probably didn't go very deep at all, huh?
No, just a light sipe, just to kind of get more or less to mark where it is. I'm going to be doing some deeper sipes through it. And again, I don't know if that's the right thing or the wrong thing. I'm sure guys will want to chime in and say, "Oh, this is what you should do. This is what you should do." I don't really know every single step there is to do, but I did want to put just a light sipe into them. If nothing else, you loosen up. It creates like fingers, right? Just kind of loosen it up a little bit, makes it easier to buzz off, and then get a better grind, and then do a deeper sipe.
And, of course, there's 2 reasons to sipe tires. One is to get heat out, and the other, depending on the situations, is to put heat in. But like you said, I think if we talk to 6 different people, we'd probably get 6 different answers, wouldn't we?
You would, and it also depends on the direction of the sipes, too. I got to tell you, you could go to engineering school just for tire preparation now. That's how far we've come. I'm going to say probably in the last 7 years.
I agree.
Tire prep is such a huge deal, even for the modified guys. I mean, most teams have just a tire prep guy.
Yeah, and they got one night where that's all they'll do during the week. Is just work on tires. Don't even touch the car because they don't have time. So part of me wonders if some of you guys wish we could go back to when you couldn't touch the tires at all. Would you?
You know, I had a couple of conversations with some guys. We were down at Orange County at the end of the year for the NEP series. And we were down there. I was talking to a couple guys, and that's what they were saying. They're like, "Man, we wish you could just grind them, but you couldn't cut them, you couldn't sipe them, you couldn't do anything else. Just scuff them." And man, not only would the tires last longer, but it cut down on the amount of maintenance. Because the other issue is having enough people in the garage, in the shop.
Right.
You know, back I was talking to you about my father's Mitch Gibb days. There'd be 5-6 guys in the shop all the time, and that kind of slowly dwindled away. And now, I kind of do it solo. unless Shane or I'm up at his place helping out on his car, things like that. And most of the time, you're a one man band, or you got a close friend that'll come, and he's got to kill a few hours and ignore his family too.
That's true. That is what it is, realistically. So you're going to be on the road more this year, you tell me.
Yeah, we're going to follow the Dirt Pro Stock Series. I've always wanted to do it. I've never done it. It's a 7-race series for us. I'm not sure if we're going to go to Carolinas yet, but we'll definitely. I've never been to Oswego or any of the big races like that. I did a couple of Dirt Pro Stock Series races at Weed Sport, and I think Lebanon Valley. Probably 6-7 years ago. And I went to the Malta shows a couple of times and had a little bit of success.
This year, obviously, back to Malta. Are you going to run there weekly for points, or with the series, maybe you might have to take a couple of weeks off?
I'm pretty sure with the series, I don't think it interferes with anything with Malta, but my plan is to run Malta. So I will be there, take a break from Fonda. It kind of breaks my heart. I love Fonda, I really do.
I know it does.
But I don't have a single tire that's an American racer. And I ran out probably week 6 last year, and it was so hard to even get them. I couldn't get them. So I was lucky enough to have a friend give me a couple of Hoosiers, and I kind of built off of that. And I bought a couple more because we were doing some big shows at the end of the year. So now I've got 12 Hoosiers, actually 14 Hoosiers sitting in some are brand new up on the rack. So we're going Hoosier racing this year.
Nice.
Unless somebody's going to, unless I get lucky and somebody comes up with a sponsor for Tires for American Racers, because I would truly love to do the Thruway Series.
Yes. Well, and you told me last year was your first win at Fonda. That must have been pretty darn cool to get out there, although you told me you had to wait a few minutes before you got to get your interview.
Yeah. So what was it 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
2021.
Right.
Yeah.
2021, sorry.
So I got my first win at Fonda week 2. It was probably the longest race of my entire life.
Yeah.
I had Nick Stone and Kenny Gates breathing down my neck the entire time. And I think I got a little lucky because I clearly wasn't the fastest car, but the track there was nothing really to get a hold of it, so you just had to putter on the bottom. And I think Nick Stone got down too low coming out of turn 4 and splashed some water up, and it just washed his whole front end out. I ended up winning the race by like 1.5 seconds, 1.9 seconds, but not because I was superior, but because he hit that, threw some water up. Kenny Gates got in it too, and I just was able to pull away on the last 2 laps. So. But other than that, Nick raced me clean. He was right on my bumper. He got outside of me. I think he led a lap too.
But you got the win, and there's something about being down in that groove and knowing you're in the fast lane, and I'm going to stay here. So if you want to pass me, there it is. Right? Go ahead.
Right. Yeah. I had a couple of guys show a nose on the outside of me, but I knew at the bottom was the place to be that night. So. Super excited to finally get down on Checkered Square. I grew up going to Fonda from 1982 to like 1987. I was a little kid down in turn 4, playing with his Matchbox cars down on the dirt and the stone. Watching guys like Dave Lape. Jack Johnson was my all-time favorite, of course. It's the 80s. Harry Peak and Jack Cottrell and Ray Del Ma, all those guys. So I look at that as like the glory days, but I'm a little biased in that opinion. But yeah, no, it was super cool. Hated waiting 35 minutes as the mod feature went out to get to Victory Lane. But nonetheless, it didn't dampen my spirits. I was super excited.
I'm excited for you. It's going to be new challenges this year on a different tire, running Friday at Albany Saratoga. By the way, they start this Friday, so make sure to get your butts on out there. I put this up for you late on Wednesday night just to help remind you of that right there. So I want you to keep in touch, all right? And when something very cool happens, I want you to make sure to give me a shout like we did today, and I'll make sure I get you right back on, okay?
Yeah, that would be great. Hopefully it's not me flipping over or any pictures like that, but... we'll try our best. I think it's a tough showing of cars at Albany Saratoga, and being on Leaf Springs for at least one more year, I'll have my work cut out for me. But we were very happy after Saturday's practice, so we're just looking to be competitive.
I'll be at Albany Saratoga soon, guys. So, Lyle, we're thinking about you, bud. Praying for you. Hope you get well. Guys, hit that blue E. That'll subscribe you. Turn on your notifications. And watch the ads. That's how I get a little bit of money. Please don't just skip right away. Try to stick around and watch a few seconds at least of the first ad, and that'll help me out. Devin, I'll see you soon. Thank you, bud.
Hey, thanks a lot, Doug.